Hi, now that you have learnt the names and the basic structure of all the tenses, let us go into each tense in detail. And in today's session, I will talk about the structure and the uses of the simple present tense, which is the first tense. Now let's see the structure. For the subject pronouns, I, we, you and they, we use the base form of the verb as such. Read, write, come, go, play, watch, study. So you see, we are using the base form of the verb. And for the subject pronouns, he, she and it, we add an S to the verb. It reads, writes, comes, goes, plays, watches, studies. Now you see, for some verbs, we have just added an S. And here, we have added ES in plays, in goes and watches. And here we have removed the final Y and added IES. So that depends on the spelling of the verb. So most of the verbs we add just an S. And for verbs that end in double S or O or SH or CH or X, we add ES. And if the final letter of the verb ends in Y, and if it is preceded by a vowel, then we just add yes. But if the final letter is Y and it is preceded by a consonant, we remove the final Y and add IES. So that's all with the spelling of the verb. Let's go to the uses now. The simple present tense has many uses. The first one is used to express habitual actions or regular actions, things which you do on a regular basis. Like for example, I get up at 6. She reads the newspaper every day. So this is something that she does every day. We have exams at the end of every month. So it's monthly. So it can be daily, weekly, monthly or yearly. So these are regular, habitual, routine actions. Now the second use is general truths and scientific facts, things which do not change with time. The classic example being the sun rises in the east. And if you notice carefully, you will see all the proverbs being expressed in the simple present tense, because they hold true for all time. Make hay where the sun shines. You have two verbs here, make and shines. Both are in the simple present tense. Children love chocolates. There may be a few children who do not love chocolates, but here we are talking about general things. So that's the second use of the simple present tense. The third use is official programs or fixed timetables in future. So the simple present tense talks about the future. It's official programs or fixed timetables in future. Like the arrival or departure of a train or a flight. The train arrives at 10 o'clock. So when you say this sentence, it may be 8 o'clock. So 10 o'clock is a future time. But still you say the train arrives at 10 o'clock. The school reopens in June. So you may say this sentence in March. It's okay to say the match begins tomorrow. You see, tomorrow is future. We use the simple present tense. So these are things over which you do not have any control. These are not personal programs in the future. They are official programs. They are already fixed, planned. Then the fourth use is in clauses of time and condition to mean the future. So this use also talks about the future. You say, I will wait till you return. So till you return is a clause of time. You have this word till that denotes time. Return is right. If you say, I will wait till you will return, that's wrong. So this is a clause of time. So let's write another example with a clause of time. When you come tomorrow, please bring my book. So tomorrow is future. But you see, we use the present form of the verb, come. And again, if you say, when you will come tomorrow, please bring my book, that's wrong. So this is a clause of time because you have the word till, when. Similar words are before, after, until. And then for condition, you can write, if you work hard, you will succeed. Again, it's a future event. But still we use the present tense because if is a word that denotes condition. Another example for condition, unless you study, you will not pass. So these two are conditional clauses. This is study. So the next use is the simple present tense is used in exclamatory sentences, especially with the words here and there to mean what is actually taking place at the moment. You say, here comes your brother. There she goes. See? Here comes your brother. So this is what is actually happening at the moment. But these are exclamatory sentences. There goes the bus. And then there are some other uses. These are the main uses of the simple present tense. And there are some other uses which is to introduce quotations. We say, Shakespeare says, all the world's a stage. He said it long, long ago, but we use says. And then we use the simple present tense in broadcast commentaries on sporting events, where we describe activities in progress, where there is an emphasis on the succession of happenings, one after the other, rather than on the duration of the activity. And another use is in vivid narrative. Here we use the simple present tense instead of the simple past tense to describe an incident that happened in the past. Why do we do that? Just to bring in the mind of the listener a clear picture, a vivid picture of the incident, to make it more picturesque and dramatic. Let's take an instance for example, chain snatching for example. The man sees the lady walking along the road. He slows down the bike near her, snatches the chain and rides off. The woman screams and the neighbors rush to the spot. So this is an incident that happened in your neighborhood 2 days ago, but you describe it to a friend. So you use the present tense throughout. Sees, slows down, snatches, rides off, screams, rush. All these are in the simple present tense. And the use is to create a dramatic effect on the mind of the listener. And then the last use is, there are certain types of verbs which are not used in the ing form. Like for example, know, think, like, love, want, understand, agree, consider. There are so many which I will describe in the next video, which will be on the present continuous tense. So when you use these verbs, instead of the present continuous, you use the present tense, the simple present tense. I know him, I want food, I understand. So these are the general uses of the simple present tense. To sum it up, you can say this present tense is used to express habitual actions, general truths, official programs in future, in clauses of time and condition, to mean the future, to introduce quotations, in exclamatory sentences with here and there, in vivid narrative, in broadcast commentaries, and the last is with certain verbs which are not used in the ing form. I hope you have understood the structure and the uses of the simple present tense. If you have got any questions or doubts, please feel free to post them in the comments section. So see you soon in another video which will be on the present continuous tense.